There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.
What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 What if I go stronger?
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. We have got the DGL Masters Round 4 with the big hitters, White Rabbit Gaming versus APG. It is the undisputed heavyweight champions of South Africa going to go head-to-head this evening. It is going to be one for the record books. I am Jubba, joined by the lovely Succubus, and I know that you and I have been waiting for this game, the top of the hill, the top of the mountain, and one of them are going to get knocked down.
Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. One of them is going to have to lose, but one thing that is different on the side of APG is that they are lacking one of their star players in the form of a Dastum, and we'll have to see how Hurley replaces him and see how he does in this matchup. But missing a player like that could be to their detriment. So, I mean, I've been really waiting for this matchup, but we'll have to see how it works out for them. But moving along to the bans, we've got the Slardar and the Weaver being banned out, as well as the Lone Druid. Pretty standard. We've seen this happen quite often, followed by the Axe.
Well, I mean, we've seen the Slaughter. I mean, one of those very feisty pickups. I mean, he's either been picked or banned 90% of the time. Weaver still pretty much having some form of semblance being banned out. I mean, not really been one of those successful pickups, although APG has run a very successful position for Weaver, where somehow, no, I lie, it was actually XD that actually ran a very strong. Sorry, it was actually 2-5. How could I actually forget? That actually did really well on the Weaver, but otherwise hasn't had a very good success rate. And all our stats from the Masters League has been brought to us by Sargon. So shout out to you and thanks for putting together the stats. Even though we know you had computer issues, bringing the stats to the forefront and making sure that we have the stats for the game. But now an opening from White Rabbit Gaming is going to be the lovely lady herself, the Crystal Maiden. Now, I haven't seen a Crystal Maiden being picked. I'm not even in the first pick, nonetheless.
No, we've never seen Crystal Maiden get picked up here in all 4 rounds of the Masters Series this far. So it'd be nice to see her onto the field once again. I mean, yeah, sure, she's got a movement speed slow debuff, but now she's got that talent tree, that extra damage, all those good things. You said, like we were speaking about the new patch notes, that Dazzle and Crystal Maiden are the new carries.
Yeah, the right clicks. Have you seen the talent tree for the Crystal Maiden? Harperstone, MKB, Butterfly, and then you're hitting like an absolute...
Let's do it.
Okay, well, we're going to see. We're going to see. Okay, jumping onto the side of APG, though. Quick. Sorry, did you want to carry on with the...
I want to talk about the cuddly Crystal Maiden a little
Okay.
more.
Okay, carry on.
I do love her, though. That arcane aura is absolutely amazing, especially if you're going to have heroes that depend quite a lot on spamming. And I mean, the Frostbite's a nice anti-carry thing. Plus, you've got the Crystal Nova, which does a lot of damage. Plus, it slows you up quite a bit. But I think the Freezing Field is going to be hard for her to get off, especially now with the Centaurona and as well as the Rubik on the field. It's going to be hard. But we do see the Ember Spirits, and we know what he's been doing in the last couple of months with the Veil of Discord into that Flame Guard and Searing Chains. It just absolutely destroys any hero it comes across. I mean, doesn't matter who you are, you're pretty much dead if the Ember Spirit gets on you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's going to probably be the Castaway Ember Spirit. So we're going to see big things on here for the side of WRG. Jumping onto the side of APG. Now the Rubik in the center, you did mention, I mean, this is kind of a big combo here for the side of APG. I mean, telekinesis into Stomp from the Centaurona, gonna be something very difficult to actually deal with, and pretty easy to actually cancel out the Crystal Maiden's ult. Very easy to actually debuff that, as well as a huge amount of spells that Rubik can actually steal that is going to actually aid her, or aid the side of APG should the Rubik be able to steal any of those spells. So it's going to be really difficult, and I think the Crystal's going to have to just watch her positioning just a little bit.
Yeah, but look, we've seen Rubik with a huge success rate here in the Master Series this far. I mean, yes, the win rate's gone a bit down, but it's still picked or banned 71% of the time in the last 4 rounds. Its win rate used to be around 80%. Now it's sitting at about 65%. So, I mean, it's still a very viable and good hero. It's just... Rubik, for me, is just going to melt to this Ember Spirit if he gets his hands on him.
Well, I mean, that Ember Spirit is going to do nasty things to all the backline players. And you know what? With the Ember Spirit being picked up, it's going to probably maybe negate a couple of those illusion heroes that APG may look towards. If they wanted the PL, maybe the Manta Illusions. It kind of now maybe says, well, we're not scared of the Shadow Demon either, because those illusions that the Disruption brings forth is going to just be completely negated from the Sleight of Fist. So the Ember Spirit kind of is also an option to actually counter.
I must say, banning out the Terrorblade, a very good choice here. I mean, Crystal Maiden Terrorblade, who doesn't love that lane? I mean, all it takes is a Frostbite and Crystal Nova with Terrorblades, Metamorphosis, and that's a hero just, you can't get away from that either. It's a very, very strong lane, a Crystal Maiden and
you still got the Jugga. Jugga Ursa, I mean, beautiful synergy between that.
Yeah, you could do that, but the Terrorblade ban, it's also something we haven't actually seen being banned or picked, but because of that Crystal Maiden pickup, I think it's a very smart ban indeed. Very, very smart ban.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have actually maybe picked up the Bat Rider in this situation instead of ban it, but they do have the Centaur already, so they've kind of got their off lane, so I guess they have to exclude an off lane hero for the side of White Rabbit Gaming. But we do see the fat man come out to play, the one that, rots and hooks you from across the map with that beautiful ether lens of his, and I believe when he gets to a certain level, it's every 3 seconds he has a hook. So it's absolutely ridiculous. And we've seen Pudge make a huge impact here in this Master Series. I mean, thank you once again, Sargon, for your beautiful stats. But Pudge has a win rate at the moment of 71%, which is damn high.
Top 4. That's top 4. Top 4.
Yeah.
So Pudge is doing a lot of work getting around the map. And the Rubik tied up with a Pudge, the two of them are just going to roam around and actually cause a lot of devastation. But now, WRG respond with a Spirit Breaker. Now, it's not often that we get to see a Spirit Breaker. They do play him generally in a position 4, runs around, causing absolute chaos. If you don't see this Moon Cow on the map, you just start panicking, regardless of... You just run. You just, unless you're a techies and you're trying to bait him into your mines... You just run and you just hide. You just run and hide.
Flashback.
Okay. So you guys that are watching, what happened was, it just so happened that Succubus went up against me in a normal pub game. She thought she'd try and charge me as a techies, and she ran into my mines and she died. Well, that's the end of the story. But yeah.
Yeah, I cried. But it's fine. We ended up winning anyway. So.
At least I got to
Spirit
kill you a
Breaker-
couple of times.
Spirit Breaker is one of the most annoying heroes. I mean, it's kind of like having a Mirana, a Pudge, that type of thing. You always have to worry about a charge. If he's missing, it's like, oh god, I have to get back. Can't be on low HP. But yeah, the Greater Bash is one of the things that make him absolutely ridiculous. I mean, 17% my ass. He always bashes. When I pay up against the Spirit Breaker, it's like 3 bashes in a row. Like casually, I can't get away. But they do answer it with the Outworld Devour, which is amazing against strength heroes. It really is. It's gonna take care of that Spirit Breaker pretty efficiently. You know, I mean, he can astral imprisonment the Spirit Breaker while he's charging, or vice versa, and that Arcane Orb is just going to absolutely devastate that Spirit Breaker. He's gonna go down in like 3 or 4 right clicks if the Outworld Devourer gets big enough. So it's a very good pickup.
Oh, I mean, he's going to be able to right click like a monster. Although the Spirit Breaker is going to be a melee. Crystal Maiden is not going to want to get too close. And Ember Spirit is going to have to do quite a bit of work to get on the Outworld Devourer. But there you go, the perfect counter to the Outworld Devourer. If he's low enough mana, Aim is going to be saying, yes, please, mama, feed me that no mana.
Well, they used to be able to, when you saw, like, I'm talking a while ago now, I don't know how viable it is still, but they used to pick up the Next Assassin against OD. Because it used to be like, you know, the number one thing you would play against an OD is a Next Assassin, but unfortunately they banned it out way before the OD got picked. So, I mean, they can answer with an anti-mage. The problem is they've got the potential to kite the anti-mage with the, you know, the Rubik Telekinesis, the Pudge Bite, the OD imprisonment. It's going to be a hard game for him, and he's going to have to go for a BKB and, you know, maybe an Aghanim Scepter, because for me, it's one of the best Aghanim Scepter upgrades in the game. It gives him essentially a Lotus Orb plus a Lincoln's at the same time. It's amazing. You don't see it getting picked up often, but it's still an amazing item on Anti-Mage. It's actually retarded. It's 4,200 gold for a free Lincoln's and Lotus Orb every what? Is it like 11 or 12 seconds? Or
17.
Something like that?
I think it's 17. I think it's 17 seconds.
But yeah, it's an amazing item on that hero, and you know what? Anti-Mage is also very good at split pushing. So
I've carry on, but I've got an idea here for the side of White Rabbit Gaming. What happens if they pick up a roaming Ricky here, as well with the Spirit Breaker? Maybe even a life stealer with the Spirit Breaker, but the roaming Ricky, something to jump on that OD.
A roaming Ricky, I don't think is that much of a good idea, since they've already got 3 melee heroes. They're going to need something. I mean, they've got the Crystal Maiden, Ember Spirit, and Spirit Breaker to lock people down, but I think they need something else. Another ranged hero, maybe a position 4, a really good position 4. I don't know. I don't think a roaming Ricky is going to do well here.
Maybe Avenge? Is that the kind of lines that you're thinking towards?
I don't know about Avenge either.
All right,
They've got their safe lane carry. They're gonna need another roaming like position 5. Maybe even an Enigma here. You know, maybe. But where are you gonna put him? You can't really. Okay, fine. Spirit Breaker is gonna be probably the position 4 here. If I can actually look at it and look at the draft here.
Yeah.
So maybe they look for their offlane hero, because I mean Spirit Breaker is gonna be that roaming hero, and there we go. We have the Darks here. So we've got the offlane Darks here. We've got the roaming Spirit Breaker. We've got the Crystal Maiden to secure the anti-mage farm. She'll probably roam as well. And then you've got the Ember Spirits. So, yeah, pretty good team fight here. They're going to have to... I mean, it's a pick-off lineup. I mean, come on. Ember Spirit, Spirit Breaker. They're just going to be picking off people everywhere around the map. Anti-mage hopefully getting left to his own devices and maybe able to split push. But... yeah, APG's draft is looking very, very strong. I mean, you got Clinks to deal with that Crystal Maiden in the back lines over there. Gets a fast Orchid into Bloodthorn. I mean, Crystal Maiden's not surviving any of that. But, yeah, I think OD's going to have to go for that, like, Rod of Atos to root the Ember Spirit so he can't escape, essentially. You're going to need to get a lot of items here to kind of lock down this guy. It's going to be a hard game.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and I think it's probably one of the first times that we've actually seen the Clinks in the lineup thus far. So we're gonna have a debut from the Crystal Maiden as well as the Clinks, really shifting things around here. I'm super excited to see how these teams actually fare. Looking at the drafts, purely at the drafts, who do you think has got the better draft so far?
Look, if I was in a pub game, I'd be like, yeah, definitely APG's got the better draft right now. But you never know what happens here. The thing is, WRG have that huge aggressive lineup with a nice split pushing hero like Anti-Mage, and you've got a very mobile heroes in the form of Ember Spirit and Spirit Breaker. Plus, I mean, Darkseer is always a good hero to have, and that wall's probably gonna wreck things as well. But yeah, the Clinks as well as the Odie, Rubik, they've just got so many things to disengage. Stampede, they've got the Astral Imprisonment. They've got a if Bob is able to land some key hooks, it could spell the end of a team fight. So I would definitely the WG have to play this in a very certain way for it to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, like I said, the OD is probably going to have to pick up that Rod of Atos for the Ember Spirit, because otherwise he's just going to escape every time you go on him. He's going to leave a remnant somewhere and he's going to go. But if you root him, he can't go away. So I think it's going to be hard. But yeah, they're going to have to play it in a very specific way. Otherwise, I do favor APG's draft, but we'll have to see.
Let's see how the game goes out. Well, for those of you that are just joining us, this is going to be game number 1 of APG versus WRG, one of the highly anticipated games, both teams undisputed and both sitting top of the log with 0 losses to their name. So we are in for a treat this evening. We're going to see one of the teams actually have to walk away a loser. But without further ado, let's get ready to Dota. As we've got on the Radiant side, going to be playing by APG. We've got Hurley, recently replaced our long-lost mate Edistam. We're going to see how he fares up here on the call for the side of APG. We've then got Filthy Frank playing out the Pudge. We've got Bob Yules going to be playing that Rubik. He's even got himself a gold cloak. Wow, he looks pretty cool. We'll take a closer look at that a little bit later. Yeah. Mr. Gabin is smiling tonight. And
Give me cloak, please, Bob. I give you anything you want.
Mr. O'Malley going to be playing our Centaur War Runner, and last but not least is going to be the captain of APG, ACG, going to be playing our OD. Please take it away for the side of WRG.
On the side of WRG, we have the one, the only offlaner for WRG, Chadawi on that Darkseer. Next to him will be Castaway on that Ember Spirit. And towards the safe lane, we have Santo on the carry Anti-Mage, Whelp on that Crystal Maiden. First Crystal Maiden to enter. And then last but not least, we have Schlinks on your, what? I'm just going to call him Space Cow. I know it's Spirit Breaker, but I like to call him Space Cow.
Space Cow, because all he does is run around the map and cause absolute devastation. So as soon as you see a missing in action, players are going to start freaking panicking and worrying that there's going to be a charge out.
Well, they've got Hoof Stomp, they've got Telekinesis, they've got Astral Imprisonment, they've got a few things to stop his charge. So we'll have to see how this works. But Chadawi getting in a slight bit of trouble here. This might actually be your first blood, Chadawi. Yep.
Well, he was just hanging around there for quite a while. I mean, even surrounded by the 3 players there from the side of APG. But first blood going to APG, picking up an easy kill for themselves in the mid.
Well, Filthy Frank just rots him away. He gets telekinesed back by Bob, and then obviously Hurley's got those searing arrows to boot. So it doesn't have Surge level 1, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, I would have expected him to maybe go for that Surge. Then again, he can't do the Iron Shell thing yet. So a little bit too far forward. They're getting caught out. A bit unfortunate. But in the meantime, O'Malley getting harassed here by Schlinks. Schlinks picking up an Orb of Venom first. So he's getting O'Malley down to almost half HP here. Getting busy tangoing up. But he's got that poor man shield, so he'll be able to block some of the damage, but it's still going to take him down a bit. But we do have Chadawi getting harassed up here by Mr. Bob in the jungle. It's like very cheeky plays here.
Well, he's trying to make a play. He's trying to avoid Chadawi from actually just getting some farm. Obviously, the lane's not going as well as he wanted. Maybe once he reaches level 2, he can then at least upgrade his Surge and get out of danger if he needs. But at the moment, looking in the mid lane, Castaway sitting at like just below half HP. He's going to pop out the Flame Guard. Instant Astral Imprisonment's going to come out. Castaway just smiles it off and he's just going to carry on farming away.
He should be just fine. But we have the first charge of the game going on to poor O'Malley over here. He is definitely going down. And Schlinks to pick up the last hit on that.
Oh, it's well, it's like kill for kill at the moment, 1-1. 2 minutes in. I mean, okay, so far teams they they're giving no quarter at the moment, showing no respect for either team here, and they've already snacked up a couple of kills. You'd expect maybe you'd see a little bit more caution. Telekinesis, there comes a couple of the arrows. Isn't going to be enough. Last right arrow coming out from Hurley, picking up another kill in the bot lane.
Beautiful play by Bob over there, like getting telekinesis up as soon as Chidawi searched. Like he's like, nope, come back here. So nice timing from that. But that rot just, slowing him down nicely. O'Malley getting absolutely harassed here, but gets a double hoof stomp off, and he should be just fine.
He's going to be able to walk it off. He's a tanky little bugger at the moment. It's going to be a lot of work to actually get him.
Another move onto Chidawi. Yeah, Chidawi's in a lot of trouble. The hook does land.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Fade Bolt, gonna finish him off. Telekinesis and Hook being used out at the same time. Filthy Frank managing to actually clear out that Hook, managing to land it, and another kill going in favor of APG, picking up the kill on Shadrawi. Now, I mean, Shadrawi, he's stacking up the kills here. What do you suggest happen?
Hold on. Wolf is wrapping around. Sanso's getting charged. Whoa.
Well, Astral imprisons himself. Is it going to happen? He's trying to. Gets bashed out. There comes the Frost over. Going to keep him in place. But Filthy Frank gets hook off onto Castaway. This could be a dead Castaway happening. He pops the Fury Fire. It does go down. Also gets a TP in here from Bob just to help out the cause. And now sitting 4-1. 4 minutes in. APG in the lead. WRG need to, just maybe not feed so much.
I wouldn't say feed, just beautiful rotations coming up there from the two supports. And like I said before, they've got a lot of ways to disengage. They've got the Astral Imprisonment, they've got the Telekinesis, they've got stuns. They've got a lot of ways. Plus they've got the hook, the rot, all that good stuff. But they've got a lot of ways to disengage and potentially stop ganks in their tracks. So maybe just, I don't know, Chidawi needs to maybe go to the jungle at this point. Stay far away from the creep waves, or try hide in the trees somewhere to gain XP. But it does look like O'Malley might go down here again. Oh no!
Santo actually bites in the dust. Schlink's coming to the party a little bit too late. There comes the Frost out from the Crystal Maiden. Going to be able to bring the kill down on O'Malley. But now Filthy Frank trying to work out on Whelp. Whelp's going to bite the dust. Schlink's just running around the trees. Merry-go round if I've seen none better. And can he get it the deny if he doesn't? And Schlink's picking up a kill, a double kill in fact, but losing a Whelp and Santo in the mix of things. So, I mean, bringing it back kind of, but still.
It's an off lane and a support dying for a carry and a support. So definitely APG coming on top there. Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Santo getting hooked at the last moment just on enough HP to die just from the hook. So. Yeah, nice rotation coming out there once again from Filthy Frank. I mean, it feels like this Pudge is everywhere on the map. But now he's mid all of a sudden, so they could maybe potentially get something onto Castaway here.
Throws out a random hook. Filthy Frank completely missing that one. Castaway. And just doing a little jig there as he does dodge the hook. Going to carry on back, carry on farming, getting those last hits. Going to pop the Flame Guard. Going to get Astral up. And, the hook is good! And Castaway is going to get chased down. Yeah, he's not level 6 yet. Does try to throw out the Searing Chain. It's not going to be good enough. And ACG picking up the kill on Castaway in the mid lane. That setup was ridiculous. But charging the bot lane. They're looking for Hurley now. Shadrawi, they can see where he is. So there's the Iron Shell. Pop goes the dust. And Schlink's picking up another kill. Getting those charges going off around the map. Bob, go.
A much needed kill there for WRG. Needs to contest that carry a bit as well.
They're trying their best. I mean, Hurley, that's the first death he's had. A little bit of a tougher time WRG's having, but maybe they can bring it back. I mean, you've always got this threat of the Spirit Breaker being around the map. They're going to maybe try and see if they can find a little bit more here. Bob going to show himself, but here comes the TP in. Rooted out. There's the Iron Shell. Telekinesis is going to be good. Going to stun out Schlinks for the moment. But they do get the kill on Bob. Now they're going to try and find Shadrawi. They do. Filthy Frank finding the hook out of nowhere. Schlinks picking up or going down to Hurley. So breaking that 4-kill dominating streak. A big amount of gold going in favor of Hurley. So he's got a chunk of gold going into his pocket.
This is going to be a very tanky Pudge. I mean, he's getting those early. I mean, when he does level up his flesh heap, he's accumulating quite a bit for himself here in the early game. So when it gets time to the mid game, he's going to be a pretty tanky Pudge. But in the meantime, O'Malley gets gone on yet again here. There is a TP rotation from Filthy Frank, but O'Malley has no mana to speak of. I don't think he goes on this, but at least Filthy Frank's TP discourages him from chasing O'Malley anymore. Yep. And it looks like they are going to shrine up and maybe try something here. Crystal Maiden, oh, Whelp, you're going to be in a lot of trouble here, my friend.
Oh, no. Pops the smoke, though. Whelp, can he get out of it? Filthy Frank throws out the hooks. Not going to be able to catch him. Whelp doing some dodgy moves there, but Ruby coming around the sidelines. Going to get the telekinesis off. There comes a stump into the dismember. And Whelp, been eaten to death over there. I mean, have you seen Filthy Frank's actual fight participation? It is 100%. He's got 8 assists, 2 kills, and then the total kill count is sitting at 10 and 5. So, I mean, Filthy Frank has been involved in every single kill that's gone in favor of APG.
Yeah, it definitely has. But like I said, you have to maybe wait for Castaway to come online with that Veil of Discord, and maybe you can start making these key pickoffs. But one good thing is the person that is going to be killing this Pudge is going to be getting quite a bit. But now Hurley getting charged up. There is a dust available, but no one is there as of yet. Are they going to be able to make this kill on him? I don't know.
Oh, Filthy Frank's in the sidelines. He's going to try and see if he can find someone. Going to get slowed out here from Whelp. Now O'Malley, there comes a Stampede. They're going to try and make a move. They jump onto Schlinks, and he's going to be telekinesis. Easy peasy for the side of APGZ. And Crystal Maiden just going to hide in the corners. TP on cooldown. Don't get spotted out, because she's going to be one dead Crystal Maiden if she goes down. I mean, the rotations coming out from APG are absolutely ridiculous. They're creating so much space here for their team, and they're just getting so much done. But on the same token, I mean, Anti-Mage, Santo, he's sitting 57 and 13. Pretty hasn't participated in any of the fights at the moment. He's farming like a beaut at the moment.
Yeah, he definitely is. But if you look at the last hits, I mean, Anti-Mage is sitting at top of the charts at 58 for 13, followed by the Clinks at 43 for 2, and then Castaway at 41 for 18. But surprisingly, the Darkseer's got more last hits than this mid-OD, which is pretty strange to me.
Well, maybe ACG feels that maybe just Astral Imprisoning out Castaway is a little bit more important than the last hits.
It looks like he has been focusing quite a bit on denying. He's got that 14 denies to his name, but then again, Castaway's got a full 18 denies as well. So yeah, maybe showing a bit of the player skill here, a bit of a difference when it comes to the last hitting. But I mean, I must say that APG's rotations have been absolutely on point. I mean, Filthy Frank has been playing like an absolute champ. He really, really has. And he's going to have, what is he going to have like at the moment? What's he sitting on? Let's see. He's sitting on 11, so he's already got 11 flesh heap stacks to his name, and he hasn't even leveled it yet. So, like I said, in the mid game, he's going to be that tanky Pudge that you want. That's not afraid to hook anyone. Because I mean, the Pudges that we have seen, mostly in the series, have been making those rotations, but not really getting it that right. I mean, there's been very
maybe
few
underwhelmed, pretty much, underwhelmed.
Underwhelmed, where they've had like 1,300 HP at 30 minutes, and they couldn't really do much. So this is definitely not the case here. But there is an Invisrune onto Whelp here, so be able to scout out. So maybe they can make something happen here. There is a glyph available. There are TPs coming in. Hurley's now being charged.
But Filthy Frank getting charged out. The Dismember going to come through. He actually cancels it in the back line while throwing down the ulti. Going to pick up the kill on the Centaur Warrunner. So nice rotations. Getting the double kill. Killing O'Malley. Killing Hurley. The rotations coming out from WRG were good and solid. Reducing that kill count. And that beautiful charge in from Schlinks, being able to just do a little bit of the cavorting there with Filthy Frank, not being able to actually complete out the deal there on the Darkseer. So, I mean, beautifully done.
XP change was about the 1,200 mark, but damage done was about 1,500 there for the side. So it's Crystal Maiden ulti doing a lot of work there. A lot of work.
Well, I mean,
we're slowly working into that Veil of Discord here for Castaway. I mean, he's not that far off of it. You're gonna have to see what happens here. I feel like it's gonna change the game just slightly, and they'll be able to do some more things with that.
I like your choice of words. Slightly, sleight of fist. Ooh.
Okay, yeah, okay. I
Good
did
work
not
there.
realize I used a pun. I'm sorry.
That's when you say pun intended. Pun intended.
Pun intended. No
Oh,
pun intended.
double damage picked up on Castaway. They may look at maybe doing something here. They've got the iron shot up on Castaway. He's got everything to his disposal at the moment. Maybe they're going to maybe try and do something. Filthy Frank, he's sitting here on the high ground. Oop. Oop. Are we going to see anything? It looks like
No.
Mr. Space Cow Shlinks. Can you spot anyone out? And it looks like it's just going to be a all harp for nothing kind of vibe.
Don't you love spirit breakers that buy their own dust? It's like,
I mean, that's what Spirit Breakers are supposed to do, buy their own dust. But what did he actually buy his own dust, or did Welp actually help him out?
No, he didn't. Welp's buying the wards, but if he's going to be charging Hurley, he's going to need to carry his dust because he's going to probably get there before anyone else does. So, yeah. But some heavy warding here, some deep wards.
Oh, here comes a problem. Castaway being astrally present, but the hook is going to be missed. We've got Castaway quick on the fingers. Dodging it with the remnant in good positioning over there. Hurley going to put a bit of damage onto that mid tower, just a little bit of chip damage. So that gank on Castaway did fail. It is now the bot lane being pushed in here by Welp and Shlinks. Going to actually put Welp in the lane. Going to use him as a little bit of a Jabata. But Shlinks is actually TPing out. Going to go to the top lane.
No, he's got a remnant sitting there by the tier 1 tower, but there's a big item on him now. Veil of Discord is up and ready to go onto Castaway, so I'm gonna have to see. But it does look like O'Malley is getting absolutely wrecked here. Oh, Stampede used. Panic Stampede, maybe?
Probably just maybe trying to see if he could still get out. I mean, that bash from Shlinks is just absolutely... I mean, when you're talking about RNG, I mean, 17%, honestly, like you're saying in the beginning, like 17%. Like I think maybe it's 17% for every hit. But Hurley, there comes the dust. Filthy Frank getting the bite off onto Shlinks, but now Shadrawi taking a chunk of damage. Not going down just yet, but we do get Bob bringing him down, and so does Shlinks go down. Santo trying to join the party, doesn't get in there in time. O'Malley TPing in. Also, too late, the teammates have actually cleaned him out. So now, WRG sitting in like a deficit of 4 kills.
But I mean, since when do kills mean anything in a Dota game? It's objectives, it's how you farm, the items you get. And speaking about farm, the anti-mage's got his Battle Fury up, so his farm's going to be escalating quite nicely in the next few minutes. Plus, we do have the Darkseer, who was suffering quite a bit now with the full mech and mana boots up. So, some big key items coming out of WRG, and this could mean a big difference for them. I mean, we've got the Veil on Castaway, we've got the mech mana boots, and we certainly have the Battle Fury as well on this anti-mage. So, there could be some key plays happening here. But what's going on?
There was a charge. There was a charge on ACG, and Shlinks actually pulled it back. Castaway actually going in a little bit deep. They're going to pop out the surge from Bob. But they're just going to actually just get away. They were trying to line themselves up for a kill on ACG. Would have been a very good kill. He's sitting like top of the log for his team. So they do really want to shut down ACG at the moment.
And it's unfortunate because, I mean, Hurley as the safe lane has gotten 71
hook on Santo. Is it going to be good enough? He has actually blinked away. And now Castaway tipping to the tower, getting stunned out by O'Malley. And Welp trying to just defend his team. Filthy Frank in a little bit of a precarious position. He's going to try and TP out. There comes the vacuum. Going to hold him in place. Shadrawi picking up a beautiful kill there on the Pudge. But now in the back line, Shlinks going to find out Bob. There comes the slowdown from Welp. And Shlinks taking another kill towards his name. All of a sudden, the WRG train...
The WRG train is happening now, but... Yeah, it's just been unfortunate since, like, you know, Hurley was the safe lane, and he hasn't got much CS to his name. Not much in the way he's died, like 3 times already, and trying to build up that Orchid, but it's going to be a very late Orchid. I mean, you would expect to see an Orchid onto this hero already, but he's been having a tough time here, and that's thanks to the aggressive heroes they have on the side of WRG. I mean, making huge rotations with Schlinks, making some good plays here with Castaway as well now. I mean, he's now able to get into the fight safely and get out. With his ulti, with his Veil of Discord, he is now a lot more flexible and, you know, mobile. So he can make things happen now. But Castaway did have a pretty tough mid lane, did go down twice, and okay. See what I mean?
I think that was a bit of a whiff there from ACG, trying to actually imprisonment out Castaway, missing that and actually just popping it on the creep.
Yeah, it's just a bit unfortunate as well. Also, like, Filthy Frank would have to move a little bit to the side since all the creeps were there, so it would have been a hard hook to land in any case. But yeah, I mean, APG's rotations have been absolutely key in this game as well, but they are losing objectives. I mean, well, we have one tower gone down, another tower gone down, so it's not really like that bad, but there is yet another charge. Who is he charging this time around?
Just mid lane.
He was just charging a creep.
Yeah, he needed to use his Midas. He needed to use his Midas. So let's charge a creep and let's Midas.
Yeah, but Santo in the meantime deciding to push down the tier 1 here on the top. So
APG gonna try and do something here. Bot lane though, could be a little bit of pressure here. They're gonna have 4 players here for APG in the backgrounds. We've even got Bob.
There is a TP onto Santo, but I think they might decide just to let this tower drop here. They're not even gonna glyph it.
Yep, TP out says Filthy Frank. We got Shadrawi sitting in the back lines. They maybe they just putting on a little bit of chip damage into the mid tier 1. Castaway pushing out that mid lane.
Top tower for bottom tower. It's like a fair trade. Okay, you can have our tower, we'll have your tower. It's fine.
And it is going to be the Lincoln Sphere Santo anti-mage. This is what we were speaking about earlier. So as soon as you pick up the Ags, the stun passes through spell immunity. Damage is calculated based on the primary target's mana applied to enemies within the area of effect. I mean, that's excluding the Lotus Orb and Lincoln's effect that you spoke about earlier.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and I think it's something that's actually viable this game against this lineup. An anti-mage Aghanim sector. I really do think it's a very good item. I mean, it's amazing stats. I mean, Aghanims gives you amazing stats, but you can't level up in this game anymore. So sadly, you know, you have to get stat items, like mostly stat items. So, I mean, but still, I really do.
Stampede. There comes out the silence from Hurley, sorry. But in the mid lane, they do pick up the kill onto Castaway, even revealing the blink out on O'Malley. So O'Malley doing O'Malley kind of things. Now bot lane being charged out. Can Schlinks find him? Forced off, used a little bit too early, and they're going to actually decide to actually back off. Bob Yules is in vicinity, going to get the telekinesis off. There comes another blink, stop, and down goes Schlinks, being a little bit too aggressive. Beautiful rotations coming out from APG once again. While this is all happening in the mid lane, Hurley taking down tier 1. TP does coming here eventually for Santo. He's going to try and chase him down. No sentries or detection available. But he's going to blink out as he sees the rest of APG in the vicinity getting super scared. And there comes out the silence. He got silenced himself, and the reveal of the Ags is done. They know it is available, and Hurley getting silenced out himself. Well, that is going to cause wait until Rubik telekinesis himself.
Yeah, like I said, it's a very viable item in this game. And actually, we can actually put the cooldown now on that sector.
Oh, Bob Yules. No, charge has been cancelled, so they can just back off. Castaway sending himself a little safety remnant in the back lines. Going to veil out the creep, but Filthy Frank is in line here. Can he actually find Castaway? Whoop, whoop.
No, I don't think so. No, but I think that, like, even though the set is an amazing, like Orchid anti-mage would have been pointless anyway. He would have eventually picked up the Mancer and dispelled it, or get a PKB, you know, something to that effect. But now, Hurley, maybe gonna land up for trouble here. Melee. Whoa.
There comes Stamp.
Dodge, get out.
Oh. All right, well, it seems like a lot of disengage coming out there, even committing the Stampede to just make sure they get out. They had pretty much all of WRG in the vicinity. Would have been really unfortunate if they got caught with their pants down.
I mean, Castaway is not going to have to probably go for that. That's maybe Lotus Orb himself would be a good idea here. Manta, Lotus Orb, Blink, something like that. He's going to have to go for it. Is an Orchid onto the field. Plus, they have a lot of targeted spells, so Yeah, maybe even a Lincoln's at this point, but again, they have a lot of targeted spells. Like, I don't know, something like a Lotus Orb with Blink, Manta onto Castaway might be a good option here.
Is it okay? Well, it looks like Filthy Frank in the mid lane is trying to do something, but in the top lane, there comes the CM ulti, going to be brought down. Barra going to charge out O'Malley. He does hit the deck, and now Rubik stealing the CM ulti, but dropping straight away to Santos. Santos still once more trying to chase down OD. Not going to happen. Going to pull back, and yeah, WRG taking a beautiful little tussle in the mid, but at the same time, Castaway going down. I think that was in the mid lane where he actually bit the dust.
That was so cheeky. You're Bob.
Yeah.
You tried, buddy, but I mean, you got surrounded, my friend.
Now it's going to be WRG's turn. Oh, Hurricane Park being revealed out. Santo, he's going to blink back, but now Filthy Frank, he's going to be trying to do some work on Santo. And Santo still getting the kill onto the page. So Santo's pretty much been given like free reign to actually get the farm that he needs. Got his Battle Fury, got his Ags. I mean, from this point on, it's like just things are just going to get better for WRG. Yes, I mean, they are sitting behind by 3 kills. But I mean, when you get to this point in the game and you've got an anti-mage that's pretty much free farming, you got Castaway that's like looking very in line of his items and needs. It's looking super strong. Hurley at the moment, he's got his Orchid. Are we going to see the Bloodthorn coming up on him?
I think he needs to go for something else before the Bloodthorn, to be honest.
Is it going to be the Deso?
Even Deso, I don't know about Deso. I think he needs something else.
Is it all right?
Well, the Deso and get some damage out there. I mean, finishing off the Bloodthorn right now, I don't think it's that much of a good idea. Yes, Deso could work there.
Well, there you go, mid lane, and Welp going down very easy here to the side of APG.
Well, out of position there though. That was a bit far forward for him.
It's going to open up the map now a little bit. APG going to start putting in a bit of damage here into the tier 2. WRG is going to take down the tier 2 here, so it's going to be a trade for trade at the moment. That smoke.
Tower for tower, trade for trade. It's just...
So I suppose if they consider trading like this constantly throughout the game, and whoever trades first and the most is probably going to sit with the best lead.
We do see now just completed pipe on Jubba, so maybe they're just waiting for. There's now full guarding greaves and pipe on him, so maybe now they decide to fight so they can block out some of the magical damage.
Right, well, pipe now up on Shadrawi, so that's a big team fight item there. I'd expect to see maybe a blink up on Shadrawi, obviously not opting to go for that route, just making sure that they can withstand that ult coming out from ACG on that Outworld Devour. I mean, when he throws down that Insanity's Eclipse, it's just going to do so much work. But O'Malley trying to get the stun off, but beautiful Vac Wall anticipation. And now Silence coming down onto Shadrawi, and the hook's not going to get caught out. Well, popping the Glimmer Cape, throwing down the ulti. There's the wall. We got Schlings going to try and work on O'Malley there, on Hurley. And now O'Malley trying to bring down the CM in the back lines, but Santo brings down Odie. Now Hurley trying to fight it out, not going to work. Filthy Frank picking up a good kill there on Santo. And now Castaway's been silenced out. In the meantime, Welp walking off his shame, managing to actually survive through that. Back in the mid lane, they do eventually pick up the kill on Filthy Frank. So losing only Santo and killing the 4 players for the side of APG. Before you know it, we're sitting 1 kill difference in favor of APG, but that 1 kill away, that is easy peasy now.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. If you didn't notice, Welp's ulti got stolen by Bob again, and Bob used it almost for the full duration in that team fight. It didn't actually seem to make it. It's just very, very unfortunate. I mean, like it looked like the team fight was going into their direction once they got Santo down, but yeah, the pipe, the Guardian Greaves, the packing around the side of this, it's just like it did so much work in that team fight, and they just get the ultimate tower. So I mean, gaining an advantage back here at WRG, but yeah, shame poor Bob. he did his best there. Yeah, we do see, we do see the full complete Deso on Turkey, so maybe he can make something happen, but he's going to have to, only people he can really pick off right now viably is going to be Crystal Maiden. He can to the Darkseer, what does the Darkseer do? He's just going to Guardian Greaves up and, dispel the Awkward. He can't really go onto him. In the Spirit Breaker's tanky, plus he has that Shadow Blade as well. So, I mean, unless Holy has Dust, he can't really go onto the Spirit Breaker. And then, obviously, you have... Ooh, what
Filthy Frank, sorry, the center almost got caught out. I'll draw a little picture. Filthy Frank was standing over here. We had center standing over here. A hook flew out in this direction, and before you knew it, a blink did pop away. But in the meantime, Schlink's going to pop a charge, going to actually cancel it out. Going to actually spot himself a Filthy Frank. There comes out the Nether Strike, and now Santo spotting him out. Oh, this is going to be an easy kill, but it's still a deny. Still a deny. Come on, Dota! Come on, what is that? Now Bob Buell's going to pop out that Lincoln's going to get the telekinesis off onto Santo. Santo's not had enough, but Bob Buell's stealing the blink, going to be able to blink away. Schlink's getting a little bit too frisky there, is managing to stop his charge from actually going on. And Santo,
What's the issue here? Okay.
why not? I mean, you've got 3 players for the side of APG. Well, force the TP back. I mean, this is a good opportunity for WRG to push. They're going to be pushing down tier 3s. That's going to open up shrines for them. But O'Malley getting a 2-man stun off. There comes the Glimmer Cape. They're going to be able to do a little bit of damage to Whelp. But in the meantime, Santo going to get astral or get caught out here from the side of APG. Trying to find Hurley that comes ult out from Santo. Not going to be able to bring down ACG. But Whelp throwing down her ulti. Going to be able to clean out the ACG. Now Hurley, we've got Purge Shadrawi trying to run it off, but now Castaway in it to win it. Bob Buell's getting caught out. Filthy Frank getting the hook off just under the throne. And Castaway going down. Most damage done there by the tower. Bob trying to jump in there. Gets frosted out there from Whelp. He's going to go down. O'Malley trying to get that storm poof off. It's not going to happen as that bash from Barra. Just too good. Santos Illusion is going to wear down the mana here of O'Malley. And 4 for the side of APG, trying to make a play. A vacuum wall going to cancel out Filthy Frank's dismember. And Hook going to be dodged out. Whelp quick on the fingers, blinking away. And the call is actually to get out of dodge. They did take tier 3 towers. So that means WRG can start attacking the shrines of the side of APG. Dota, Objective Gaming, this is it.
The teamwork is absolutely amazing. I mean, Schlink's getting bits in there by the punch. Jawi immediately back, Guardian greasing him up, then surging him into Shadow Blade, and obviously, pick on the fingers there with the blink. So, yeah, Filthy Frank trying to do as much as he can, but some massive buybacks coming out there. So, I mean, if they pick up Holy again, they could possibly finish the racks there. But, yeah, definitely time to take shrines. I mean, they will stop them. There's no tier 1 towers there. So if they take down those shrines, that's huge advantage they gain map control.
Well, they've even got the gem up now on Santo as well, so he's going to be an absolute threat to Hurley as well as going to start making that map a little bit more darker than usual as he starts moving around the map. But Hurley almost getting spotted out. They're going to actually find out Filthy Frank. There comes the Frost. No, they're going to keep Filthy Frank. Still gets denied under the ulti of the CM. I mean, come on, Filthy Frank. This is absolutely ridiculous, the amount of denies you're getting off. But now it's going to be the side of WRG to jump into the pit and do some work here. I mean,
we have the invis space house trying to scout out the rest of the team here. There is an observer watch here on the high ground, and then another one here. So they have fairly good vision on watch, and I don't think they can contest this now.
No, not with Filthy down. With Filthy Frank down, they can't.
Yeah.
They can't do anything.
If you could stand to the high ground and maybe hook out a key player from Rush, definitely. But this anti-mage is looking absolutely disgusting right now. You got a completed Manta, Basher, Aghanim Step, the Aegis now on him as well, and the Battle Fury all at 30 minutes.
I mean, that is big farm out on him. Big farm. And even looking at the supports from WRG, I mean, Crystal Maiden's got herself a Midas. We've got Schlinks that's got himself a Midas. So these supports are like really getting a lot of farm, getting a lot of work done. I mean, looking at the net worths, Filthy Frank and Rubik are your lowest net worth earners. And just because of what the Midas has done. Oh, there comes a stop in the mid lane, but charge out onto Hurley. Trying to bring down the tower. It was glyphed up. They do manage to get it. Hurley does go down. There comes the hook. Going to catch out. Filthy Frank is going to catch out. Poor Whelp. Now Santa coming in to help the beautiful maiden. We've got ACG Santo trying to see if he can do anything. His ulti's down. Actually used it. Didn't actually get much stuff done with the pipe, with the third ability
Guardian
of
Greaves.
AIM just can't do too much. And
You can't do much here with that pipe and the Guardian Greaves. I mean, you can't even kill a little cuddly Crystal Maiden as a pudge. I mean, that's when something is going horribly wrong here.
well, they haven't given up.
Positioning.
WRG still once more. We've got Santo jumping onto ACG, trying to work him down. There comes a Stampede, and Santo is Santo's going to go down to ACG now. We've got Mr. ACG on the OD, going to try and Astral Imprison him up. But AM trying to get in there. He's got solo HP. Can he get out? Aegis is popped. It is down. Latest orb up onto Castaway. We're going to have Santo coming alive. Astral Imprisonment's going to keep him in place for Santo actually just to right-click him down. He's able to blink out of it. Still got 4 staff available and does get ulted. Pulled back by Filthy Frank. So a combination of beautiful plays there for ACG to get out of it. Very precarious position. But this is going to translate into the bottom lane of Rax being taken here. Quick Castaway fingers going to be able to actually just searing out Filthy Frank. They're not going to actually be able to proceed from this. And the retreat is called.
Well, the thing is, ACG is actually doing a lot of damage. It just doesn't look like it on to the side of WRG. So tanky, they're so sustainable at the moment with that pipe, with that Guardian Greaves. They actually got a fair amount of HP on them as well. It just doesn't look like he's doing much damage, but he really is. But I must say, Walt's positioning in these fights have been absolutely amazing. And I mean, Hand of Midas on both supports, a very good item for them. And it gives them 190 gold every 100 seconds. Plus, it gives them a bit of experience as well. I think it's not that much experience, but it's still enough to get, I mean, Crystal Maiden to level 20 when the enemy Rubik is sitting at level 14. You know, it does escalate. It does escalate as its farm and levels quite nicely. So I mean, it's definitely a viable item here. But we might see another engagement that charge is onto a melee. They decide to do anything, or no, it gets cancelled. They do, however, find someone else. No.
No, they're going to actually just back off. We did have Hurley actually spotting out Castaway, and Castaway just using his remnant to get himself out of trouble, even though he didn't know he was there.
I really can't do anything. So he's now got that Lotus Orb. Remember I said he's for something like Lotus Orb or a Manta or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And he's got that Lotus Orb on him. Like I said, the only person he can viably actually go on is Crystal Maiden, but not anymore because he's still got a BKB completed. I mean, Crystal Maiden with Blink Dagger, Glimmer Cape, Hand of Midas, BKB at 34 minutes in as a position 5.
And now he's going for eggs. Now he's building up for eggs.
Yeah. As a position 5 support.
He's technically not position 5. Look at where he's ranking. He's above the core of APG. Hurley is sitting below Whelp, the support for the side of WRG. But Stampede is going to be used. The disengage is going to be done. WRG looking to finish out the game here and now. The 5 players from other teams. This is it coming down. Castaway getting caught out. Telekinesis being used while popping down her ulti into the vac wall. They're going to try and find the kill on O'Malley. They're not going to be able to. And they do manage to find the kill on Hurley. They kill down Bob. They kill down Filthy Frank. O'Malley goes down as well. Only ACG, yes, the one last man standing. No buybacks available. This could very well be GG. As the side of WRG are going to be looking at cleaning out the mid side of this base. Astral Imprisonment is going to be used out on ACG herself. Welp getting himself out of that position very quickly.
This kind of feels like a pub match. I mean, you're... Oh, no.
Oh, Castaway drops the gem. They do manage to pick up the kill on ACG. So even tower diving. I mean, what is this? Tower diving in a Masters?
This feels like a pub game where they take a Rax and they just hang around the fountain killing things. You know, they're not really taking barracks or anything like that. They're just like, okay, let's dive for kills. This literally feels like a pub game.
Well, super aggressive over here and blinking forward, trying to see if we can actually find anything. And to our dismay, just looking at the talent tree of how Walp actually scaled, he actually put 15% into magic resist. I would have liked to have seen the plus 50 damage, just because I believe the carry CM is viable. And now O'Malley making a play on Walp, trying to get out of it. Glimmer Cape. Glimmer Cape is good. Stampede trying to find out Walp, but Santo jumps in. Gonna bring down Hurley rather quickly. Ulti's out. APG's Bobby Yules and even Shadrawi going down eventually to Filthy Frank. But now O'Malley, the next point of contention, going to pop out the shrine, going to keep him alive a little bit longer. Schlink's trying to get the charge onto Filthy Frank. The hook comes out, not going to latch. Filthy Frank going to be rooted in position at the moment, and Whelp still surviving through all of that onslaught. Oh, Filthy Frank trying to get ulti out there from center. So at the moment, I mean, WRG has been in this vicinity for a while, and they still haven't taken the mid lane of Rax. But Castaway's now joined the party. Going to get rooted out here. O'Malley, he does get ghosted up, so he's not going to be able to follow that too much.
Castaway, you're disgusting. Look what he's going for. E-Blade Dagon, come on. That's just gross.
It's like he actually heard you. But Filthy Frank jumping in. Going to get the dismember off onto Shrinks, but here comes the Stampede. Four-star forward. And Shrinks actually being invised up. How did he actually get invis up? Did he actually have a... Oh, he had Shadow Blade. So just invising himself, getting himself out of dodge. I mean, okay, objective taking here, guys, WRG. These can be deleted.
They're just having fun.
We can kill that. We can kill that.
Yeah, they're not even...
We can kill that.
They're literally having fun. They are just having fun at the moment. They are playing with their food, essentially. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like a fun game.
Oh, well, it's... I suppose it's going to get to the point where WRG is going to say, well, okay, let's have some fun. Let's improve our KDAs. Just to mention, the KDAs at the current standings for the Masters League is Castaway, top of the log, sitting at 13.33. Then followed up our shortly departed Adestam, sitting at 10.69. Then Shrinks on the side of WRG. I mean, these are some big stats coming out here for the Masters League. So, I mean, maybe the boys just want to add up to their KDA.
I believe RDK is sitting at 11.87 or just at 12 at the moment after last week. I'm not sure, we haven't got those stats on him at the moment. He's sitting at 10, okay.
10.
So then he would be third. So first would be Castaway, then Adastam, and then...
Shrinks, no, Shrinks. And then
Shrink.
RDK. But anyway, let's back to the game there, into the back wall. Filthy Frank trying to withstand all of it. And then we're going to have Shlinks trying to run it off. Shadrawi. Shlinks not going to be able to complete out his ulti. Castaway looking for Hurley. He does have the gem. Hurley's going to be able to just work it off. Filthy Frank trying to get off a sneaky hook. But now ACG in the backline is going to try and find the kill. Down onto Strings, he does. The root does come out here. Going to keep Pudge in place. Can they get the kill on Castaway? He does. APG finding the kill out of nowhere, but Filthy Frank, very low HP and actually surviving through it. While that's all happening, Santo in the bot lane manages to take down the mid-tier 3, and now being gone on to by the 3 players here from the APG side. Santo is going to maybe try and fight here. He's got Blink available. It looks like he's still looking for more. In the meantime, Castaway TP's back in. He wants to actually have a bit of a party here, and they're going to try and see if he can find more. There comes in the big jump. Castaway can't find any more, and Hurley being able to actually survive through it. Who's actually got the gem at the moment? Does Santa still have it? Where's the gem? Oh, Hook is good, but we've got the Lotus Orb being used up. Going to be blinked out, but charge going to be used onto Filthy Frank. Santo going to get stunned up and brought down from the 2 Onslaught brothers here, O'Malley and ACG. Going to be able to bring down Mr. Santo himself. Castaway had to get out. He did. I think he actually believed he had to buy back just to partake in that little bit of a party there.
Yeah. It was actually it's quite gross. I mean, we've got Castaway distracting everyone. You got Santo, shame, he did go down as well, but I mean, he was able to buy out. I mean, he bought his items, so he didn't actually lose much for dying there. Looks like he's almost got a completed Skadi as well, so he's going to be a pretty tanky anti-mage now. Slow to it as well as the spell, the mana break. Yeah, you're not getting away from that.
Can I say something quickly?
No, you may not, Jubba.
Like, I mean, how rich can Whelp be if you have a Glimmer Cape sitting in your backpack? She had the Glimmer Cape sitting in my backpack. When I need it, I'll use it. When I need it.
Whelp's going for that Aghanim Scepter, so he's now got it, plus another 900 gold, like, casually sitting in his stash, and it's climbing quite a bit. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, there we go. Like, that's why he puts a Glimmer Cape. He's just going to go ward quickly. So he's waiting for the wards to now, be active. And then he's going to put the Glimmer Cape back in his stash. But not back in his stash, in his inventory. But yeah, Crystal Maiden at 41 minutes with, at 30 minutes she had BKB, Blink, Midas, and she just actually sold the Midas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at 40 minutes, 10 minutes later, she's got a completed Aghanim scepter. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous how far this Crystal Maiden is. And looking at her talent tree, I mean, she's gone for the 120 gold per minute. So as she
Yeah.
she gets 120 gold per minute anyway. In my mind, seeing what's cool.
Greed. I want to ask you.
Crystal Maiden.
I want to ask you another question. Now, looking at the draft from APG, you felt that they had a better lineup. Now, the time of the game, I mean, at the moment, WRG is sitting ahead by 5 kills. And Hurley's... I know. But what I really want to get to is Hurley's impact on the game as the Clinks hasn't really been that effective. Do you think WRG actually just shut it down? But before that, let's just jump into this. Stampede is going to be used out. Schlink's in the middle of things, but all going to be surrounded him. There comes out the blade mail from Filthy Frank. Well, jumping into position, running around chaos around the side of APG. They're going to bring down Filthy Frank. Goes down. They get 3 buybacks on ACG, Filthy Frank, as well as on Early. Now Ameli jumping in, trying to do a little bit of damage. It's not going to be good enough, but there comes the telekinesis out, holding Schlinks in place. They get the kill down onto the Spirit Break, and now Castaway, he needs to get his ass out of dodge. He does, and it looks like the retreat has been actually called out, so they defend once again from the side of APG, bringing it down.
Buybacks deluxe, though. That's worth. That is so worth. And now Russia's going to be the call for one or two of these teams. I do think APG needs to go take Rush now. They've got most of their abilities up, and APG haven't got the. I mean, WRG haven't got the Spirit Breaker up. But leading to your question though, Hurley on the Clinks.
Do you think Clinks was the wrong hero?
Yeah, for me, Clinks is a very underwhelming, if you want to put it that way, compared to like an Anti-Mage and Ember Spirit. It's a very underwhelming carry. But it also got shut down pretty hard, and they've got so many items to counter this poor guy. I mean, he's got the Orchid, fair enough, but if he gets a creep, he's a little bit thing. But all it takes is dust and, or a gem or something, and they've got enough damage output to take care of that Clinks very, very quickly. So, I mean...
Well, there we go. Santo's going to jump in. He's going to try and find the OD. Ult is a BK beat hero. Now there comes out the Stampede, but Whelp in the background is going to throw down the ult. And no, that's a Rubik ult stealing out from Crystal Maiden. Now we got Santo trying to kill Filthy Frank. He actually does get it. Gem is on the top of the shrine point. Ameli.
He's going at the same time.
Yeah. O'Malley, he's going to bite the dust, and Santa picking himself up a triple kill, yeah.
No buybacks.
And
There's
G,
no buybacks.
G has been called out. So there you have it, ladies and gents, boys and girls. WRG take game number 1, highly anticipated, thus far undisputed, no losses to their name, but unfortunately APG have to walk away with their tail between their legs as they snack up themselves a first loss in this Masters division. I mean, what went wrong?
We do have a second game. Game coming up, so they maybe can bring it back from the likes of WRG. Like I said, like if I was in a pub game, for instance, I would favor that for APG's draft, but the Clinks for me was just underwhelming this game. It didn't do what it was meant to do. You know what I mean? At the time it could. They already had items up to counteract it. I mean, he couldn't really go on anyone but Crystal Maiden, but then she answered with a BKB at 30 minutes, so he couldn't go on her either. So he had no one to feed off of, essentially, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he always got caught out. The moment they got dust, they got gems. The moment he gets spotted out, they charge him. They just dealt with the Clink so well. And unfortunately, I mean, ACG couldn't get big enough to, take care. I mean, he got triple kills and things at one point, but it's always after 3 or 4 people die on his team. So they just got outplayed here. I mean, WRG really, really, really did well. They outplayed. I mean, Filthy Frank made some amazing hooks, some amazing rotations, but, in the end, it didn't really do much for them. I mean, the heroes that needed to get strong just didn't.
I think that was really the case, is the heroes that needed to get strong actually just didn't. Filthy Frank had an amazing start, and then all of a sudden, it just started teetering off. I mean, if we just look at his item progression at around about, he got his Ether Lens at around about 15 minutes. He then got his Blink at around about 21 minutes. After that, Blade Mail at 40 minutes in. So his item progression completely fell off the mark. Whereas the side of WRG, their items just started accelerating, especially with the 2 Midases being picked up on Whelp and onto Schlinks. Picking it up at very close timings. 16 minutes on the Bearer. I mean, that is, for a support, such good work.
Yeah, no, very good work. And I mean, I know Spur Breaker was supposed to be the position 4, but it ended up being the position 5. I say that with like all due respect because Welp was farmed as hell. And not only that, I mean, he still bought most of the vision. If you look at the match, he still bought most of the wards. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, Schlinks was getting all the dust and so on. But I mean, Welp was still playing the position 5, so to speak, buying position 5 things, but he definitely ended up being that position 4. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I must say, for a Crystal Maiden to die that little, have that much impact with a lineup like APG's, well played. His positioning, everything was just on point. I mean, I was expecting Crystal Maiden to go down the whole time to the Clinks or the OD or whatever.
To be food, really, yeah.
To,
All right, well.
Yeah, because Crystal Maidens are generally food, but not in Welp's situation. He played it very well. But lobby is up, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to go, so we will
They're
see
just
you
waiting
shortly.
for me. So we'll see you guys very, very shortly.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. Welcome back. Game number 2. If you've missed it and you've just joined us, this is APG versus WRG. APG took one to the chin and is down for the count, but they are on their way up to make themselves or to tie off the series. WRG did take game number 1, so it's now up to APG to bring it back for the lads. We experienced a kind of a little bit of a different draft coming out from APG, I think, in the previous game. I mean, the Clinks, we haven't really really seen it being picked up in the Masters, but neither CM. I mean, the CM did really well. I mean, considering that it was also the first time debuting in the Masters, but the Clinks just couldn't perform as much.
Well, the thing is, CM is more of a meta hero than Clinks is. If you look at the playstyle of the current meta, CM fits in with that absolutely beautifully. Whereas Clinks doesn't really fit in with that, and he was designed to, pick off the Spirit Breaker, the Crystal Maiden, and get those pick off, feed off the heroes, maybe split push some towers with the Desolator, and he just couldn't do it. He didn't have the space to do it. So Hurley not being able to, well, I would say Hurley, the hero itself, not being able to, do what it was meant to do that in that game, in that draft.
Yeah.
I mean, WRG completely just outplayed them in almost every scenario there when it came to last hitting, I wouldn't say rotations, because early game rotations from APG were absolutely brilliant, but then they started to get the items online, and once that happened, once they got a few key items, WRG just kind of ran away with the game, I feel. And then towards the end started to play around. I mean, they were fountain diving, they weren't taking shrines, they were essentially just playing around. So it felt very pubbish. I don't know, but moving along very swiftly, we have the same bans as last game. I mean,
very, very similar.
Slardar, a Lone Druid, a Weaver. No one wants to deal with those heroes right now. But we're going to have to see what APG decide to pick up for their first hero.
Well, I mean, considering that they actually had first pick, I mean, if they wanted to pick up the Slardar, that would have been the best opportunity for them. It's going to, because APG is going to be the first picker, it's going to allow WRG to actually get a double hero pickup here. So they can look at a nice synergy between, say, maybe a Luna, Shadow Demon, or one of those good combinating pairs or hero pairs that actually just do so much work. But I mean, they've got that opportunity, but it seems like APG is actually sitting back and actually thinking this one through. What I do, just going back to game 1, what just came to me is that, I mean, WRG was taking a bit of a beating in the early game, but what was admiring is that WRG still played their own game. I mean, they didn't fall into the trap. Well, guys, listen, APG is killing us. We need to do something. And while that was
And
all
then
happening,
commits, yeah.
yeah, and then Santa just stayed in the top lane, farmed. They even surrendered tier 1 tower, and they said, listen, guys, we have to wait for Santa to come online. We have to wait for Castaway to come online before we can start doing the damage we need to. Just hold your heads.
You get the pipe, get the mech, get what we need to get. Hold
Yeah,
your heads, yeah.
100%.
They didn't fall into APG's trap essentially, where they commit so many heroes into one lane and then let every other lane lose. So I mean, they really did play it beautifully. It was just unfortunate. I mean, it looked like APG were like doing really really well, and then all of a sudden, you know, WRG come with a few core items very very quickly. Because I mean, even though they were making good rotations on the side of APG, WRG was still staying ahead of farm and so on. You know, they
My gosh. Oh my gosh.
Have the Shadow Demon Luna.
Oh my gosh. I should have taken a bet with you. I could have taken back my milk bottles, the bet we had last night. I could have gotten it back.
Wow. Terrorblade has been picked here. So we're not going to see the core Avenge. I was about to say, are we going to see a core Avenge? Because APG are the only team to successfully play a core Avenge. But again, the only player to ever do it successfully in the Master Series has been Adasim, and he is missing in action here, unfortunately. So
I think Ventus tried. I think Ventus
tried.
tried.
But it didn't work out for them. It really didn't work out for them. But yeah, we do see the Terrorblade on the field, and I don't believe we've actually seen this hero yet either.
No,
We've
I
seen
think
it banned last game.
he's
Banned last game.
No, he was
I don't
banned.
think it was actually. Yeah, he was banned because of the Crystal Maiden pickup. I mean, you don't want to go against Terrorblade Crystal Maiden. It's absolutely ridiculous. But looking at the stats here, we have not seen a Terrorblade yet in the Master Series.
That's actually true.
Banned.
That's actually true. But
This is a first tonight.
Well, if Sargon's out there, Sargon, maybe in the chat you want to just type out what the stats are on the Terrorblade. Just give us a shout out and tell us what are the pick and ban ratios here for the Terrorblade. It will be good to find out. So yeah, I mean Terrorblade, I mean can hit with the best of them, does a lot of damage, but against the Luna with the glaives, is it enough? I mean Luna deals with illusions like she was picking her teeth with a mere morsel.
Do you know what we did? You know what we did the other day in a game? I random CK the guy around in the Terrorblade, and I ended up picking up an Aghanim Scepter on the CK.
Yeah.
Now, an Aghanim Scepter on a CK means you can apply his ulti to any hero. So what we would do is put the Aghanim Scepter onto the Terrorblade when his metamorphosis was on.
That's just dirty. That's dirty.
Completely devastated the towers and everything. It's actually pretty viable. Plus, CK has got two very good disables, you know? So, I mean, it's a viable support with the Terrorblade. You just rush Aghanims on the thing, metamorphosis the Terrorblade, Aghanim Scepter, boom, GG, goodbye. No one can outsplit push you. Absolutely amazing.
That's like my dream come true if Techies actually makes it into the CM pick.
Yeah, I think it's so strong though. It was so good.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen it happen this far. But it would be interesting to see if we could see that combo come up, because it really did work. If it would work in a Masters game, I don't know, but it certainly wrecked a pub game.
Succubus for captain. Succubus for captain.
Woohoo! Succubus for captain.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I just want to.
We do have some key bans here, though.
Yeah. That's what I want to jump onto, because I mean, I see the Shadow Fiend being banned out. I see the Tinker being banned out. They're really trying to focus down Castaway's kind of pool of heroes that he enjoys playing. I mean, a great Tinker, an amazing SF. I mean, we saw the Ember Spirit earlier in the game. I mean, what other heroes are we going to see? Maybe the Invoker. I mean, that's going to be some epic play if we're going to see that from WRG.
Yeah, it could be some very epic play, but I mean, Lesh, Luna, Shadow Demon, they're looking there. Luna, Salamenes, Salamenes commands. Yeah, but these are some intense pushing heroes. So, I mean, we have Lesh with that beautiful Diabolic Edict that, stays there even if he dies. So if you fight under that, you're pretty screwed. Plus it melts down towers quite nicely. The Lightning Storm, a very decent slow and nuke. I don't really like the Split Earth. You need to level it a bit more before you can actually, land it legitimately. It's a hard stun to land in the start, but they do have the Shadow Demons do that anyway. Plus the Luna, Shadow Demon making illusions of her. I mean, was it last night? Well, not last, it was last night. We saw the Shadow Demon Luna.
The siege.
The Shadow Demon,
the siege. Oh my gosh.
The illusion siege siege with Shadow Demon and Luna. Like, there was no heroes there. They just kept taking towers and Raxes from that.
You guys can
was
catch
like-
the game. It is actually on my YouTube channel if you do want to go back and check it out. But I mean, that's probably wasting like 10 minutes of your life watching this combination of disrupting the Luna, sending it in, and they just had nothing to actually stop it. F3
Yeah,
couldn't do anything against
They
it.
couldn't do anything. And,
Pulse
like,
just
they
sending
even-
it in.
even They killed the SF plus
yeah.
half and made almost the courier just with lunar illusions, like taking the racks. It was
Muzzy wasn't
absolutely
happy.
retarded.
Muzzy
was
wasn't
not
happy.
Muzzy was not happy.
Alright.
Yeah, he was playing the SF, but
Legion?
like I said, pushing potential.
Legion being picked up now. I mean, this is a hero that needs to
There
get
is a
those
dazzle.
those early pickoffs though. I mean, it's
There
one of
is
those
a dazzle
heroes
on the
though.
field, yeah. There is a dazzle still available, so they could pick up the dazzle to counter the Legion if they really wanted to. Because I'm feeling like this is going to be a core Lesh, maybe a mid Lesh. I don't feel like it's going to be supporting. It does, to be viable, it needs to have those nice items. But then again, we've seen the Castaway Timbersaw as well. So he could take the Timbersaw mid if he really wanted to. But
I
do
think
see
the Lesh. I think the synergy between Shadow Demon, Luna, and Lesh is like really good. So I
Yeah,
think
it
they
is
could
really
actually
good.
run it. I think they could run it as maybe an aggressive trial, just a safe
Yeah.
lane trial.
I just feel like Lesh is a bit wasted when it's a support because it's so strong as a core. Getting those quick items up, that type of thing, it really does benefit from that. So it's a decent support, but I just feel like it's a better core. I could be wrong. I mean, it's just my opinion. But yeah, like I said, there is a dazzle available for them to counteract that Legion commander. But yeah, I agree with you. Legion is something that needs those early kills, early items and things because she can get kited around pretty easily.
Yeah, she can. I mean, they do have the disruption on Shadow Demon to also help out whoever actually gets jeweled as well. So
Yeah.
maybe they won't focus too
They
much
can
on the
do that.
dazzle. Well, they're going to choose the
no,
Omni
that's
Knight. Okay, so
disgusting.
now.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's a
Is this an
sneaky.
offlane Omni Knight? Is this an
We
offlane
saw it
Omni
the
Knight?
other. What was the Masters team that actually played the offlane Omni Knight? Was
I
it
honestly
XD?
can't remember.
Wasn't it XD that actually played it?
I literally can't remember. But yeah,
I think it was
it's
2 to
casual.
5. I think it was 2 to 5 that played the Omni Knight,
It
and we
could be.
thought
It could be.
this was going to be a support Omni Knight. All of a sudden, it became an off lane Omni Knight that actually did so well that that the teams could actually not do anything to this Omni Knight.
Well, it's a very viable offlane. I mean, that DGN aura with a quick phase boots and Orb of Venom, there's no running away from that Omni Knight. He's going to chase you down and you're going to die. So, I mean, it's a very viable offlane and it's extremely powerful here due to the fact that he's got that purification, he's got that repel, plus that Guardian Angel with Aghanims and Refresher. I mean, we saw how extremely amazing that combo was. I mean, they just literally couldn't do anything to that team. I can't remember what team it was. I think you are right. I think it was XD that did that.
But I do have a
mean,
question
he
now
had,
though.
He had such a quick Ags refresher that they just couldn't do anything about the Omni Knight.
But now maybe the Omni Knight pickup was a bit of a whiff. The reason my thinking is because of the Shadow Demon's ult. It's a purge. Now what happens is you're going to get repelled, and then all of a sudden Shadow Demon's just going to keep his ulti for whoever gets repelled up, and then it's going to be an absolute onslaught. Because, I mean, look at the magic damage coming out from WRG. Omni Knight's ulti, the Guardian Angel, is going to be preventing right-click damage, not magic damage. So now the side of WRG is basically a lot of pure damage and magical damage. I think that the Omni Knight was maybe the wrong pickup. Maybe the only thing they're going to bring is the purification.
Well, they do have repel.
No, but the
also
purge
do have-
gets rid of that. The Shadow Demon purge
it
gets rid of
does.
it.
It can, yeah. But he needs to have to use it on that Omni Knight. But then you've also got press to attack, which debuffs anything. And then you've got the Invoker to help out as well. If he goes to the Coswex build, that's rip mana WRG, Like, he needs, but oh my word, they answer that with a Magnus. Magnus into Luna, LT with the Shrek, Diabolic Edict, Timbersaw. That's a devastating combo.
Yeah, I think I'm liking WRG's lineup, to be honest. I mean, I think the Legion Commander is going to rely on those early kills, going to need to get those early kills. If they don't get it, it's going to be a bit of a boo-boo.
For me, the Legion Commander doesn't really fit into this draft. You know what? If you get what I'm trying to say, she feels like the odd one out.
Yeah, very nice.
It's I think they could have chosen something else in her place, but Yeah,
Alright.
we'll have to see. I mean, picking a Legion with a Shadow Demon on the field, it is risky. It is very risky.
Right, well, nonetheless, for those of you that are joining us and are just tuning in, game number 2 of APG versus WRG. So far, these two teams have not lost a series in this DGL Masters. Unfortunately, someone has to be throned and crowned king as these two teams go at it. Playing on the side of the Radiant will be this time round White Rabbit Gaming. Making the introductions very quickly. They have smoked up. We've got Schlinks playing our Shadow Demon. Castaway going to be playing our Luna. We've got Whelp going to be playing our Leshrac. And we've got Santo going to be playing our Magnus. And last but not least is going to be Shadrawi going to be playing the Timbersaw. As it looks like WRG's actually pushed APG off that bounty, and the smoke is actually timed out. They're going to try and find someone. Schlinks, he's got the disruption available. There comes the disruption now. The Castaway is trying to block him off, and it is going to be blocked off. And First Blood is going to probably go in favor of WRG. There comes out the Purification. They're still trying to find it. Going to try and get solved up. WRG going to try and focus this down. And First Blood going to help, managing to land that split earth, regardless of your thoughts about the split earth not being good enough. In the right hands. In the right hands.
As good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many people have seen Mr. Level 1 stun on Lesh, but well, beautifully executed indeed. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we have Hurley once again on the carry here, playing a Terrorblade this time around. Then we have Bob Yules onto that lovely Vengeful Spirit over there. Hold on, before anything happens, Hurley is actually in a little bit of trouble here.
Little bit, that looks like a lot of trouble.
He's okay. Filthy Frank playing that Omni Knight. Then in the mid lane we have ACG ACG onto that lovely Invoke over there, looking like he is going for the Quaswex build, well, Quaswex. So he's going for the Sunstrike build, unfortunately. And then we do have O'Malley, last but not least, going head-to-head with Chidawi on the Timbersaw. This is going to be a very hard lane for O'Malley. Timbersaw, like, melee. I think the only hero that actually kind of beats a Timbersaw would be like a Tidehunter, you know, on a melee against melee lineup. This is going to be a very hard lane for O'Malley.
Well, I mean, even with that all said and done, I mean, I just want to look at something. I mean, look how cute this mid lane is. We've got Santo.acg versus acg.santo going head-to-head here. So, I mean, if we get confused, I mean, these players are really trolling us. And it looks like a little bit of testing happening between the two here. But nonetheless, in the top lane, we do get pings coming out here from WRG. They want to be a little bit aggressive. Schlinks actually looking like he wants to find a pick-off. We've got Castaway. He's just farming pretty happy away. And the supports here from WRG really focusing away the supports of the side of APG. Hurley can't even get close enough. I mean, he's leveled up his reflection. Mid lane, though. ACG picking up the kill on Santo. That was rather quick. We did see him actually putting a lot of harass onto Santo. So, I mean, that range is just doing so much work.
Yeah, it looks like he landed the Sunstrike. So, yeah, and got a bit of alacrity going and just a few right clicks to boot. And that's, you know, GG Santo. Oh, well. But, yeah, I mean, Hurley has one last hit to his name at this point. So, I mean, he's not getting anything in this lane. I mean, you got... First, yes, you have the Vengeance Aura to help you out, but, I mean, he hasn't skilled it just yet. But, I mean, this Luna is right-clicking like an absolute beast and huge harassment here. But now he is stunned up. Filthy Frank is going to have to do a lot of work here with Hurley because, I mean, he's going to have to heal and repel. He's going to have to constantly have mana because they are harassing Hurley to no end here. Still only sitting with one last hit to his name at 3 minutes in.
No, that's not the kind of start. No, absolutely not. Against a Castaway Luna that's already 16 and 6. I mean, this is pretty much a free lane of farm for him at the moment. Going to drop down the Lucent Beam. There comes out the Disruption. Going to try and deny the heal coming out. Instant chain lock coming out from Whelp. He's going to actually heal out himself. But in the meantime, in the backlines, Whelp gets the kill down onto Hurley. He does bite the dust. And Whelp doing a huge amount of damage. A Castaway actually picking up the kill. I think it was the Lucent Beam that actually picked it up. But I mean, the amount of damage. They know their target. They take out Terrorblade. And there's pretty much nothing APG can do unless ACG gets a good start, an amazing start.
It's a very, very smart play. I mean, you had the two supports kind of distracting their supports, and then you just had Whelp going in the background. Okay, I'll just run you down, Terrorblade. It's fine. Yeah,
I mean,
that
ooh,
was
bot lane though.
absolutely beautiful play.
Bot lane though,
Yeah,
O'Malley.
that's to be expected. That's to be expected. O'Malley's not going to win a lane against the Timbersaw. I mean, Shadawi is a very good Timbersaw player, and so is actually Crossway is actually a very good Timbersaw player as well. But this is not the matchup, the ideal matchup for a Legion commander. It really is not.
Now, what I do like to see is how the players on the side of WRG can actually swap their roles. Like, I mean, Castaway now playing position 1, and you've now got Santo playing position 2. It does swap things around, but get ready for it. Here comes a Split Earth onto the Omni Knight. Can he actually keep himself alive? There comes a Purification. Now the Repel is going to be done, but the Diabolic Edict melts through that Repel and actually wearing off. So Filthy Frank actually able to survive through all of that and not actually going down. I mean, if they had taken another support, any other support, this lane would have been a walkover for WRG.
Do you know what's really going to hurt them late game? And I mean really hurt them.
Yeah. Soul Catcher.
No, I was just laughing at ACG getting a Sunstrike onto Schlinks there, but they're going to shine up. No, is the Shadow Demon making illusions of Terrorblade?
Oh, well, that's just another possibility.
Is,
I mean, you've now.
Like, ouch. If he gets farmed, illusions of himself is really going to hurt his team. But I mean, by the looks of things, he's going to rather make illusions of Castaway, seeming that he's doing pretty well right now. But Bob, do they know that they're there? They know that each other. Yep.
I think they do actually spot it up, but disruption into Split Earth and the instant TP coming in from Filthy Frank. Is it enough to keep him alive? No, it's not. Hurley going down once again, but Schlinks being right-clicked out by the tower, but Welp making sure that he blocks out his teammates so they can take a couple of extra hits. Maybe just handicapping his teammate for the moment.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate since, I mean, as poor Terrorblade sitting at 9 last hits here with no denies to his name. And, I mean, Timbersaw surprisingly sitting at the top of the last hit charts at 39 last hits, and Legion sitting at 21. It's just everything's going wrong for him. I think the only lane that's actually winning for the side of APG right now is the mid lane. I mean,
I heard a Sunstrike. It actually missed.
It did miss, yeah, by a little bit. It didn't miss by much, but yeah, I mean, ACG is the only one that's actually winning his lane at the moment, and it's to be expected. It's an Invoker against, a melee Santo on the Magnus there, but all Magnus really needs is that level 6, maybe a Blink Dagger, and, I mean, he's even got the Shadow Demon to set up a nice RP for him with the Split Earth and everything like that. So, yeah, all he really needs is his level 6, a few rotations, and then that's that. He doesn't really need to win his mid lane. He just needs to make rotations.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's still doing decently well in terms of last hits. He's still third on. He's actually tied with the Invoker. So, I mean, he's doing really well, and he's actually farming out the creep, so that's going to give him a little bit more gold as well. Santo doing, I think, all in all, like standing toe-to-toe against the Invoker. I think he's doing really well.
He really is. He is really doing well. It's just unfortunate that every lane is basically losing, but mid. And I mean, a lot is resting on ACG's shoulders right now to get his team back into this game. He is going for that single target nuke damage. He's not really going. He's going for the Quas Exhort build. So I mean, he's not going for the Quas Wex, which I do think they really do need. I mean, Timber relies on mana. Yeah, Timber relies on mana heavily. I mean, Luna can't really do much until she's got BKB against this Invoker. Then you've got obviously the two supports. Lesh is heavy on mana.
Well,
as well.
Top lane though. Here comes out the stun from Venge onto Shadrawi. Duel into Sunstrike, and O'Malley finding himself a kill. Couldn't do it in the bot lane. Had to TP top to get it done. And now Mr. Shadrawi going down. It took 4 players.
They're taking towers. They are taking a tower. Yeah, they're like, okay, we're not going to TP in and die with you. We're just going to take your top tower.
Oh, bot tower.
Well, bot tower, yeah. Sorry, bot.
So, I mean, they get the rotation off. So now they say, right, well, okay, Shadrawi, you've had a good time, bot. It's now time for us to take a tower. We can't do too much, but now we've got APG also making a move on their tier 1 top as well. But good news for O'Malley is he's starting to snack up those duel victories as well. Going to be a little bit difficult if those continue to happen. And the synergy between the Sunstrike and the duel, making sure they can keep those players in place for the Sunstrike to land. I mean, that is also one of the factors that we also didn't consider, is going for that single target Quas Wex build you can nuke down a player really quickly just to make sure they can aid the duel victories.
No, that's fairly obvious. I just don't think it's viable. I mean, if he has to catch the Shadow Demon every time, or the Shadow Demon's disruption is going to be on cooldown because they can easily evade the damage with disruption. I still think this is not the best option, but I mean, we have got 2 towers instantly getting taken here, uncontested. I mean, Whelp and Castaway kind of showing their pushing power potential. I mean, this Luna's only level 5, almost level 6, and Whelp's going for the full Diabolic Edict, and that's just purely to the fact that they can just push towers so fast. I mean, they took 2 towers and in
I
the
like
time
it.
when we were speaking about it. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. You need that early map control. Basically not giving them any space to breathe is what you want to do here.
Yeah. I mean, look how bad it has been for the side of APG. Hurley's actually resort to an Iron Talon. I mean, that you want to be starting to be building into your treads and then going into your Dragon Lance. I mean, the fact that he had to go into his Iron Talon is really setting back quite a bit, considering already what WRG's gotten out of the map. I mean, 2 towers, putting pressure in the mid lane. And while this was all going on, I mean, Santo hasn't left his lane. I mean, he's got himself the Ogre Axe. I mean, I thought we would have probably seen the Blink first. But he's actually going for that carry bolt into the Echo Saber. Yeah, so he wants to get that. He wants to get the damage out, and we're going to probably rely a lot more on Schlinks to actually get those setups done for him.
Well, I mean, if you do look at his build, he's going for the full Empower build, which is really good because he can put Empower onto the Luna very early, and when she starts maxing up those Moonglaves, getting a Helm of the Dominator already, maybe getting an Alpha Wolf turn him. Oh no, but RP does come down onto ACG here, followed up by a maybe unnecessary Eclipse, but he's dead nonetheless. But they do have the supports here wrapping around, but they need to get the hell out of dodge. O'Malley and Bob in a very peculiar position. If they get caught out here, yeah.
Well, they're trying to get some rotations off. It's not going to happen. They're going to get the kill on ACG. That's a big kill. I mean, that's worth it, eh?
No, but Eclipse getting expended for that kill. I think he should have just beamed. He would have probably gotten the kill anyway. Yeah, it's a big ulti on cooldown for quite a long time.
With it being level 1, I mean, you also don't want to share it amongst heroes as well. So you're having the one hero around. Yeah, it's a little bit of an overkill. Agreed, and where Lucent Beam would have actually been able to probably do the job. Probably also just underestimated the amount of damage coming out here from the side of WRG, and Castaway is like, just kill him, press R, and then just get the kill. So, I mean, it's fine. I mean, he still poses an absolute threat. I mean, his ulti's down. With his ulti down, he can pretty much jump into the jungle and say, like, listen, guys, my ulti's down. You can't ask anything from me for the next 70 seconds, so that means I just farm. And that allows him to actually just jump in the jungle and start working towards that Dragon Lance.
Yeah, and I mean, we do have the full Echo Saber now up onto Santo over here. But in the meantime, while all that was going down and they were making rotations to wrap around mid, they did take another tower with Chilawi and Whelp. Very easy towers. I mean, even with the Luna gone, they still were able to. And that's thanks to the beautiful Diabolic Edict and the amazing creep clear that the Timbersaw has. I mean, he's whirling death into, Chakram. It kind of just destroys and blows up creep waves. So very easy pushing. And it does look like they're going to try push into mid tower as well. They do decide to use the glyph here. I don't think they can make much happen. I think this tower is pretty much theirs. I'm waiting for the next creep wave and they will, push on.
Yeah, well, just looking in the top lane, here comes out the cold snap from ACG. He does actually manage to chain himself out of there. Shadrai keeping himself alive. Now in the mid lane, though, we're going to see a little bit of a split earth being popped down. A little bit of harassment coming out from Filthy Frank. Santo taking a little bit of damage there. Melly looking for the opportunity to jump in, and it looks like nothing's going to happen further. Sitting in the top lane now, though, we've got both ACG as well as Hurley. Maybe they're going to try and do something on this tier 1 tower. I mean, it's very low HP. Maybe they can actually find it, but Schlink's in the mid lane. Going to join up here with Castaway. Now we've got ACG TPing to the mid. Maybe they can actually find something out here. So ACG as well as Filthy Frank hiding in the sidelines here. Probably just waiting for a little bit of a play. It actually seems like things actually slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, the momentum of the game has slowed down, but I think that's due to the fact that, Santo's just quickly trying to farm up his Blink Dagger, and I think we're going to see some action happen from then onwards, and maybe waiting for the Luna ulti to get back up as well is the call here. But she's going to go for that Dragon Lance. It's going to be up fairly soon. I mean, she's almost got it. So yeah, maybe just waiting for that Blink Dagger onto that Magnus and then start making rotations again. But it does look like they are keeping up the pressure mid. Whelp is trying. He's pushing these creep waves pretty damn fast as a support.
Oh, I mean, you can clear it. You can clear with the best of them. I mean, he throws down Split Earth, throws down all that juicy magic damage, and he clears waves like an absolute champ. I mean, Split Earth. There we go. Ulti coming out and toggle it on and off. Picks up an entire creep wave. But now they're going to take down mid tier 2 here. Throws down the Blood of Courage. I mean, what's that over there? Overwhelming Odds. I keep forgetting that name. But anyway, bot lane. Castaway. He looks like he may be in a bit of trouble. Comes out the magic missile. Net being popped out. Sunstrike. Going to be good. Castaway's going to bite the dust. ACG coming out of the corners of the woodwork and being able to bring down Castaway. So good pickup in the top lane though. There comes a destruct. Wow. I mean, Hurley just exploded.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Hurley hasn't got much HP to speak of right now. And he's been trying to jungle up, getting that Iron Talon there to help him maybe escalate his farm. Duel onto the poor Magnus here. I don't know if he's going to be able to win it. No, he's not. RP being thrown out here, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much here. He's going to have to get the whole lot of dodge. Nether Swap is not available right now. There's no mana for it, but
wow.
Jadawi coming in
He's
completely blowing
just
up
popped.
up.
There comes out the Demonic Purge and O'Malley. He's going to have to get himself out of there. He doesn't. Shadrawi picking himself up. A beautiful double kill there as well. So WRG sitting 7-3, 15 minutes in. The boys are looking pretty good at this point in time. They've got, what's that, like 4 towers down already as well. They've only lost one tier 1 tower top. So, I mean, objective gaming, it's definitely in favor of WRG.
Yeah, definitely. It's just this kind of feels like a rinse repeat, just without APG being able to make the rotations like they did last game.
Oh, I mean, they're trying to get that farm on Hurley, and I feel that if they can't get this farm on Hurley, it's going to be really, really up to ACG, the Invoker, to actually get a lot of work done. He's doing what he can. I mean, Legion Commander at the moment, he's got his Blink now, so hopefully they can maybe set up a little bit more kills, try and combo it up with that Sunstrike from the Invoker, and try and get those stacks start counting in his favor, start building up towards that damage. But at this point in time, the side of WRG is just closing their fist around the throat of APG.
I thought Filthy Frank could have a little bit more of an impact here with that repel, with the purification, that type of thing. But he's not really able to do much. And I mean, yeah, they've got the Guardian Angel, but like we said in the beginning, they've got heavy magical damage here. And O'Malley just getting a run down here. Nether Swap is used. Bob trying his utmost best, and it does get the return kill here.
But 3-man RP coming out from center. Double kill, triple kill. Hurley needs to get himself out of here as well. Double damage. There's the skewer. Going to be good. ACG going to pop down. Gets the Sunder off. And it's going to be a double kill. Well, it's going to be 2 kills here going in favor of APG. I mean, out of nowhere. Castaway in the sidelines here. Maybe tempting fate just a little bit here. And he's actually going to just make sure he doesn't actually get caught out. But Schlinks, he wraps around a little bit, and he's also going to just be backing off. But Shadrawi returns to the mid lane. I mean, that Sunstrike into that Meteor, I mean, that is devastating. But that's that Sunder coming out from Hurley. On point, made it happen, and it was just good enough to actually win.
Look, even if he sundered, I think he would have died anyway. But thanks to ACG, he made that brilliant rotation and was able to, save Hurley's life. I mean,
that put him back in the game. I mean, look at the gold he's sitting on at the moment.
He's like literally the only one doing well on the side of APG at the moment.
Yeah, well, there comes out a little bit more of those illusions, more illusions made up by Castaway. So they're going to start trying to push out top a bit. Smoke is up on O'Malley. He's going to try and get that blink off. Only Venge for the side of APG. No, ACG also TPing in. And there it comes, the Mimic Purge used out onto O'Malley, slowing him down. There comes the Eclipse from Castaway, trying to get anything done, doing no work at all. But O'Malley getting caught out there from Santo. There comes the Repel. Demonic Purge is down. Schlink's trying to run away. There comes out the Jewel. Instant eruption coming out. But Sunstrike going to land onto Santo. Goes down. Shadrawi getting the counter kill. Taking down the Legion Commander. He doesn't care. He's still got the jewels anyway. Filthy Frank eventually goes down to the Lucent Beam of Castaway. Now ACG needs to run away. Bob, he's in a little bit of trouble. Can they pick it up? Castaway picking up a double kill here as well. But Tornado's good into EMP. Not going to land onto anyone here from the side of WRG. And both the side of APG managing to just hold a little bit off here. The onslaughts here from WRG. But 3 players down for them. And only ACG and Hurley alive to actually stop the onslaught of WRG. But they're going to take a tier 2.
They can't really do anything. I mean, I thought Repel would have more of an impact, yeah, you know, but unfortunately, like, it's not really doing as much as it could. Like, they are right-clicking like trucks. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Like, Filthy Frank can't really do much else. You can't heal and repel everyone, you know.
No, absolutely. And I'm almost certain, like, I mean, I know in the previous patch, at least the Demonic Purge could actually dispel the Omni Repel.
I used to pick up diffusal bags and stuff, but I think in the new meta, it cannot happen anymore. You can't dispel. Cannot be
dispelled. Okay, all right. It says cannot be dispelled, so I could be under correction now. So we'll have to wait and see. I was almost certain that.
I mean, you can't remember everything. I mean, these patches are huge. It's been too big.
No, man. That's looking for excuses. Jubba must know.
No.
Jubba must
know.
Jubba must know.
Be all knowing. Yeah, but
I am all knowing.
You can't possibly remember everything, Jubba. It's like that's the thing. Like, sometimes you learn new things. I mean, like,
it's like trying to learn Dota 3. It's like Dota 3. It's like a new game.
Dota 3. Yeah, pretty much. But Hurley's in a little bit of trouble here again. And his farm is getting there. I mean, it's not where you want it to be, you know, at like 20 minutes in, but it is getting there. Maybe we can see something happen, but they are losing a lot of the map control here, and it's a bit of a problem. It is big problem, and I mean,
tier 3s are exposed. They are exposed.
Santo coming in with the huge triple, you know, RP with double damage and Echo Saver and, you know, in power and everything that makes Magnus, but with a double damage run.
Sunstrike is going to spot out. The boys are actually rushing.
They can't do anything about it. They cannot contest this. They will be insane to contest the rush right now. I mean, Luna ulti's up. Magnus RP is up. You know, it's just, you cannot contest that. Fighting 5-on-5 here with those ultis up is just extremely stupid. It's not something you want to do. I think ACG's got the right thing. You need to try a split push, but then again, you've got massive creep clear. All it takes is like a Lesh or a Chadawi to TP in, and then your creep wave is gone. That's all your split pushing, hard work done. But it does force out a TP, which is a good thing. So then you know that one hero has to be there. So maybe then the rest of the team can go on another hero. You know what I mean? So it does create a bit of space, essentially. It does keep up an annoyance, if you get what I'm trying to say.
No, I mean, if you're creating space, I mean, you're allowing your Luna to farm, you're allowing Santa to farm. I mean, we haven't even seen the strength yet of completely or fully the combination between the Shadow Demon and the Luna. I mean, guys, the game that we witnessed last night, it was really a joke. I mean, literally, Luna had her illusions into the disruption of the Shadow Demon, and the other team could absolutely do nothing against that. They basically got megas for free. I mean, that's how it went.
It was Manta, then Shadow Demon, and then there were Glimmer Cape, one illusion, so they couldn't get rid of it, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. That's all they did the entire game. They had an Enigma with Eidolons and everything to deal with this, but looks like they're going to be doing the same strat. Maybe they were watching.
Here we go. Absolutely nothing. Look, I mean, the side of WRG, they're going to be standing outside, but here comes RP, going to catch out ACG. Invoker's going to bite the dust, and now Castaway right-clicking away with the best of them. Still got ulti online, hasn't actually popped it yet. Surrender's going to actually be worked out onto Whelp. Going to stay alive. He does actually get, was that actually a dual victory? It was Now Hurley trying to get his ass out of dodge, get the surrender off, but there comes a swap from Bob, and that try not going to be good enough to keep him alive. The triple kill going in favor of Castaway. Castaway going to bite the dust, but he's got Aegis online. Shadari trying to work down Filthy Frank, trying to run him out, and Castaway going to try and follow him down. Rappel is up, so he's going to have to pop that Lucent Beam just as that's about to pour out, and there comes the Shrine. Is it going to be good enough? It's not going to be, but... the cup 1 or 2 right clicks and they get the kill onto the Omni Knight. While that's all happening, they Rex the bot lane, not even with Castaway around, the Rexer of all Rexes. I mean, look at these illusions. Look at these illusions.
Yeah,
I mean, they just...
It's absolutely ridiculous. But it's not just that. I mean, Shane, you have Bob trying his best to swap out Hurley, but I think Hurley was trying to head for that shrine and swap kind of confused him. Maybe he could have survived, I don't know. But yeah, that Luna is absolutely ridiculous right now. It really is. I mean, that's an easy tier access.
Oh, O'Malley trying to find the jewel. He can't find it. Somehow he gets distracted. But Cold Snap's going to be good. Shadrawi going to actually be able to get out. Hurley taking a huge amount of damage. There comes out the Chakram from Shadrawi. And O'Malley, he's still trying to look for more. But I think they're just going to be happy with what they got. And look at... No, Shadrawi wants more. Shadrawi wants more. I mean, he's got 21 Bloodstone stacks. I mean, 21 Bloodstone.
is tank as well. Like, he can do whatever the hell he wants. But he should have been punished for that. I mean, come on. He was
should have
aiming
been.
for these trees over here, and he grabbed the wrong one. Like, he messed up, and they didn't capitalize on that.
Yeah. Nah, shrines are open, and that's their next point of call. They're going to take down the shrines.
We have an Agnum Scepter on the Magnus, my friends.
Oh.
Ouch.
Do give us a rundown on what the eggs does on the mag. It's not often we see a mag picking up the egg, so maybe for those of you...
Do you think it's viable, though? Do you think it's viable? Oh, it changes in power to be an allied hero aura and affects range heroes on half values. Cause them to splash around.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just joking. No, but honestly, do you think it's going to be viable here? Do you really think it's going to be viable here? We haven't seen it.
Oh, well, here we go. Tornado into Meteor. Deafening Blast misses everyone. We've got Santa trying to find his targets. Been disarmed. He's going to blink in. Not going to find any targets. Castaway in a bit of trouble here. Gets earned up. There comes out the surrender from Hurley. Going to be doing a little bit of damage here. On to Shadrawi. He does go down. We've lost the Legion Commander. We've lost Shadrawi. Going to lose Castaway. All of a sudden, Whelp getting the stun off onto Hurley in the back. And now they're going to try and chase it down. Whelp, no, Whelp is in a little bit of the thick of it. But Santo coming out from nowhere, getting the RP off. We get Whelp hits in the deck, but Santo just right-clicking away. There comes the Guardian Angel.
Santo.
He has to actually get out, but that one last right click coming out from ACG, cleaning him out. And then before you know it, APG getting a team wipe. I mean, Shadrawi actually going down because of his Bloodstone charges came back to life so quickly. Wow.
Did you see a suicide or not? Because if he suicide, he could have healed his team there. But yeah, going back to the Agnum Scepter on the Magnus, yes, it's viable to a certain degree, right? I mean, you've got power on everyone. You know, you don't have to, cast it or whatever. You can cast it if you want. It changes it into an aura essentially. I was just doing a silly accent. I was trying to be funny. No,
but you are funny. You don't have to try.
It's nice. No, but the thing is, it is nice. But I mean, you've got him power up, every 6 to 8 seconds or whatever the cooldown is on it, and I mean, you can still get into a team fight in time to cast it on enough heroes that really need it. Yes, Agnums gives you stats, it gives you all nice things, but I think there's better options on a Magnus, like a Refresher, for instance, rather have 2 RPs than an Agnum Scepter, or a Shivas, but we do have a Shivas onto Chadawi over there. But for me, an Agnum Scepter on a Magnus is kind of a waste, unless you have a team of carries,
Well, Ace, yeah, carry on. Sorry, it was a little bit of a fake battle.
It's a fake battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, there are better items for a Magnus than an Agnum Scepter.
Well, I mean, I do like the Refresher. Getting that to double RP off would definitely do a lot, especially if you can't get all the heroes in to the 1 RP.
Yeah, but it's not just that. Like I said, the empower is on cool. It's got a very short cooldown, so you can empower like the Luna and whoever else you want to empower in time for a team fight. yes, it's a bit of maintenance, if you want to put it that way, but it's still, yeah, I don't know. I like it, but I also don't like it. You know what I mean?
I think the reason why he got the eggs as well, his skewer actually goes through repel. It actually picks up the repel units. I mean, according to what I'm reading here, it doesn't stop. So the skewer will actually pick up the repel unit. Maybe that's what his aim is. Whoever gets repelled out, he can still actually do work on them. Oh, but yeah, big RP from Santo. Misses the skewer. I mean, hey, Santo, that was beautiful, but not so beautiful. Now Shadrawi have to get out. And this may actually be APG's chance to actually jump in. Okay, so Demonic Persian used out onto Filthy Frank. Actually doesn't dispel the repel, but it still goes through it. And now Melly getting the duel off and getting the kill there onto Mr. Shrinks in the back line. Hurley taking a chunk of damage, still goes down. I mean, without that RP, the side of WRG are still doing so much work. And now we've lost Bob as well. We've got basically all the cores up. We basically got all the cores still up for WRG. We've got Hurley buying back. There comes the skewer back. Hurley taking a chunk of damage. But Tornado from ACG is pretty good. The chain going to actually get him right close to Hurley. Going to go down. O'Malley's still looking for a little bit of a target here. Jewel is not online. Aswall going to be trying to slow them down. But Santo jumping in there. And GG, well played, has been called. WRG, undisputed heavyweight champions of South Africa. King of the hill, ladies and gents. Managed to fight through it. APG fell back. And the question asks, what went wrong from APG?
Well, I just think they're not the same APG without certain players. One. Number two, it just felt like their draft, like for instance, the Legion commander just didn't fit into that draft. Yes, a cute idea with ACG, sunstriking whoever he deals. It's a good combination, but then you need to not have, say, a Terrorblade or whatever it is. It feels like the that didn't fit into their draft, and especially putting that hero up against a Timbersaw, it's going to auto lose that lane. I mean, sure, you can get your levels, maybe get a fast blink, and then start dueling and sunstriking. But it's a strategy that once you commit to that strategy, it has to work, and it didn't work for them in the first game. The Clinks didn't really work out for them, and also due to the fact that APG lost every lane except for mid, and then Santo can't really do much here either when it gets to a certain point. I mean, he can't take on all 5 heroes.
No,
it just went really downhill this game. It really did for them. They just ended up losing their lanes and not being able to breathe or get any space back. I mean, we've got a 10,000 net worth on Hurley, and we've got 11,000 net worth on the enemy support, Whelp.
Yeah.
It's just there's no contesting here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the post-game review at the moment, and it looks like Castaway had his way with pretty much everyone on the side of APG. Santo had his way with everyone except Hurley. But, I mean, it was pretty much a free-for-all from the side of WRG. I mean, it was absolute chaos. I mean, goal per minute, XPMs, I mean, completely sitting in favor of WRG. So, I mean, you've got the supports that were doing so much work in the lane when... in that aggressive trial from WRG. They were just getting so much work done. And they really shut down Hurley a huge amount. Like, I mean, he didn't even get the farm that he required. Like you said, he was actually below Whelp's net worth. So, I mean, it kind of begs the question, was it the drafting issue? Was it a laning issue? Did the supports from APG not create enough space for Hurley? I mean, like, where could they improve? Maybe
I would say they should have maybe done a different lane, but then if they TP'd and rotated to a different lane, then I'm pretty sure the likes of Schlinks, Whelp, and Kase would have followed them to that lane. So I think they were just kind of stuck. I think they drafted against that tri lane. They knew, okay, probably going to be this, that, since the Legion commander pick up whatever. But I mean, Shadawi against Legion, it just didn't a Timber versus Legion just doesn't work. Maybe Omni Knight versus Timber would have worked a bit better. You don't know, but then you've got Legion Commander as a support. I mean, how's that going to work? You know what I mean? It was just unfortunate. I mean, the draft here from White Rabbit Gaming just completely devastated APG. I mean, huge team fight, huge lockdown. I mean, sure, you want to maybe, I think the idea was maybe to get single target pickoffs with ACG. You know, he went for the heavy nuke thing. So maybe him getting a quick pickoff on someone, Legion getting a quick pickoff on someone, then you get Hurley to split push, with Avenge maybe able to swap out and all those good things. So I think they did have a strategy. It just didn't work against this lineup because, I mean, White Rabbit weren't really giving them that. They were like, okay, well, we're going to stay as 5. We're going to go with these 3 heroes, push down your towers while you're focused on mid or focused here. We're going to get those 2 towers. So that part of the map is ours now. Then we move on to the next side of the map, and it just didn't give them room to breathe. Yeah. They executed their draft well. They stuck together and they took objectives this game.
Well,
no messing around.
From the side of WRG, they played their draft the way it was meant to be played. I mean, I think that pretty much sums it up. I don't think it was maybe any fault of APG's then. I think just White Rabbit played the way that they wanted to play, and that was it. Fair enough?
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, well, with that said, I think that's going to bring our cast to an end. Tomorrow night, we do have another cast. Who are the teams that we are casting tomorrow night?
Oh wow! Okay, tomorrow night.
Sorry, maybe I caught you a little bit off guard, but maybe So if you guys want to catch some more SA Dota in the Masters DGL,
yeah, I'll tell you.
Just like the video, and then you can catch tomorrow's game. I think
tomorrow it will be okay. We're either doing we're probably going to do Flipside versus Veneration. It depends if David can cast or not. The schedule might change a bit. But definitely Wednesday, officially, we are going to be casting WRG versus XD Gaming.
Oh, that's another big one. Ooh,
2 undefeated teams.
Again?
So, I mean, XD have not lost, and WRG have now not lost either. So, again, another huge match. XD versus WRG.
Okay, so that's a biggie.
But tomorrow is unconfirmed. If it is confirmed, I'll definitely inform everyone on the likes of Facebook, Twitter, all those good things. But we'll definitely keep you up to date, guys. Don't worry.
Perfect. Well, if you don't want to follow all of that, just sub to the YouTube channel, and you'll get a notification when the stream does go live. But I think that is pretty much it for now. We, on behalf of myself and Succubus, we wish you guys a pleasant Monday evening. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, because tomorrow's Tuesday. We are 1/5 closer to the weekend. We hope you have a good Wednesday. Hope to see you then when we're going to see XD going up against the WRG. We hope to see you. We hope that you don't get too out of hand on Pooza Thursday. But otherwise, we hope that you guys have an amazing week. From myself, good night and God bless.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League.
This is where legends fight till the last second.
Where the action explodes straight through your system.
just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Whoa, I need you to survive. Without you by my side, I can't survive. And this can be the end. I won't just settle for being your friend. A broken bond is not too late to mend. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a